Hi everyone, today we're going to make fried green tomatoes. My tomatoes started turning already, so I want to use these up. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a cup of all-purpose flour, put that into a bowl, and then you're going to use a cup of self-rising flour. Mine is actually a cornmeal mix. And you'll need a little salt, just a little. I don't use too much salt in my cooking. And a little pepper. Now you could probably use less, but I'm doing 2 tomatoes today. So next, you'll need your eggs. Okay, I have 3 eggs. And now what I'll do is beat them. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know, normally what you would do is you would dip the tomato into your flour mixture, then the egg, and then breadcrumbs. And I just got store-bought breadcrumbs. I think they're the Italian style. And of course I'm using, you know, my fine china here. And I'm just gonna put all the breadcrumbs on there. We got 2 tomatoes, so we need a lot of breadcrumbs. The thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to first mix this up so both flours are mixed up, and the salt and pepper. Now, I had a bay leaf in there, just so you know. I forgot to take it out. I keep bay leaves in my flour so that it keeps bugs out. Basically, that's what you use. So you're not really supposed to do this, but I take my beaten eggs and I put it right into the flour. And then mix it up, and it kind of just makes, you know, just like a paste. Now this isn't really the way you're supposed to be doing it, but this is the way I like doing it. We might need another egg, but we started with 3. Okay, so we'll add actually 2 more eggs. Because I'm doing actually a double amount, so and we'll just beat those up. And add those in. I usually use a 1/2 cup and a 1/2 cup, not a full cup. But that's for like 1 large tomato. I know it looks all gooky and all, but in the long run it works out fine. Now I'm thinking possibly one more egg will do, because it's still a little thick. You know, this just doesn't look right, but it works. Take my word. Okay, so there we go. Now it's getting a little gooky there. But all it is, it's like almost like a paste. And just get it all mixed up. And you could have it a little more liquidier, but this is just fine. And then next we are going to cut the tomatoes. Let's get that little middle piece out, because that's going to be a little tough. And then just slice them up. Not real thin, but not too thick. Should put out my larger knife. Oops. And you get quite a bit of slices with the larger tomatoes. And you can also use this one if you'd like, or you can just be careful so you don't cut yourself, but just cut that little end off like that. And you got another slice there. I actually wanted to use these before they started turning, but I really didn't get a chance. Whoops. Oh, I messed that one up. Oh. Now, as I said before, you can do it the way it's supposed to, where you dunk it in the flour first and then dunk it into the egg and then the breadcrumbs, and then you put it in the pan to fry. So there's all my tomatoes, and I'm just going to put them on another plate, another fancy one. See, another fancy plate. set those to the side. And then I'll take this and clean this off. And we'll need a fry pan. Which of course I did not have ready, but here it is. And I just use a little, I don't know why I spray this first, but I always do. Spray that first. And then I put in the oil. I usually use extra virgin olive oil for everything, but we'll just use vegetable oil for this because we need more. So about that much will do. That's maybe 1/4 of an inch high, and you can always add more. And then we'll turn this to medium high. Okay, I added about a 1/4 cup of water just to make this a little bit more wet and not so tough to work with. All right, and then you get your breadcrumbs ready. Put those there. And I'll also need a plate, fancy plate again, to the side. And you'll need some paper towels just so that it sops up any extra oil. All right, so to begin, we'll take a tomato and put it in here like that. Make sure it's all coated. Now, this isn't the easiest and not the cleanest thing to do, but it works. And just shake some of it off. Put it right into the breadcrumbs. You may need to add a little extra. Shake some of those off. And I'm just going to set it here because I'm not sure, the oil is not hot enough yet. So then we'll just take another tomato. Just put this stuff on it. Little egg and flour mixture. Not the cleanest thing. Might be neater the other way where you just dunk it in the flour then the egg, but whichever you prefer you can do. We'll set that aside. So remember, we're doing 2 large tomatoes. I may have some left over, but I do have some green tomatoes in my garden, so I'll probably use that for that. Just put some plastic wrap over it and just do it that way, so I've got it for later. Okay, let's just push some of this over there. Oops, see, I'm making a mess already. But that's okay. Totally works out. And I think we can start putting them in. We'll just have to keep track of them. Also, since I'm not 100% sure, but I bet you could use this to make like a fry bread too. You know, with the leftover if you wanted to. But when you use the self-rising flour, It actually gives it a really good crust. That's why I use half-half. You don't have to use half-half, but you know, you could also just use regular flour to do this. And they're already cooking, as you can see. I'll have to check them in a little bit. Give it a second or two so that they're golden brown. You know, these are, sometimes I make these just for dinner when I really don't feel like eating really anything heavy. It's not too heavy. You eat like a couple of them. Okay, I rinsed my hands off from all of that mixture, and I'm just going to check these. And they're browning up very nicely, so now I'm going to flip them. Oops. Now be careful when you flip them because they do splatter a bit. There we go. That's really a nice, I don't know if you can see that. I'll just pick it up for a second. This is a really nice crust right there. And if you want them a little darker, and if you flip them, you can always turn them back over again. That's fine. So I'm thinking I probably could have just used a half a cup for each thing. So it would be a half a cup of all-purpose flour, half a cup of the self-rising flour, a little pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. Then mix it together. Now you can do it the eggs separately. So you would dip it in the flour, dip it in the eggs, and then dip it in the breadcrumbs. Or you could do what I make. It's kind of like I don't know if that would be a slurry, but it's kind of like a paste, I would imagine. That's all it is. Okay. Just need a couple more seconds here. And they cook up pretty fast. Especially when you have it on medium to high heat. Okay. So we got one done. Let's see these. I think I might turn a couple of these back over. Just a little bit, just for a minute or two. Not even that long, just a couple seconds maybe. Let me see this one. This one looks fine. And then we can put another one in. And be careful when you're putting them in because they do splatter. And you can take these out now. And then just put them on the plate with some paper towels. Like this. Now I'm not saying I'm a gourmet cook because I am not, but I just like the way I make these. I mean, you don't have to make them this way. You could look up online and see what other recipes they have. I'm sure there's a bunch. So, and just get this on there. And it's something to play with. Keep you busy for a little bit. Oops, this one broke, but that's fine. Okay. And I've got 3 more. Probably go out in my garden and just make some extra, you know, for the family to eat. I'm gonna also add breadcrumbs. Oops, I got actually 2 more. It's a very hot day today. Probably not a good day to be making this, but I've been craving these. Okay, oops. Put a little more breadcrumbs on there. And then I'll go with my hands. Okay, I'll finish making these and then I'll come back and show you when they're done. And here they are, all finished. Don't they look good and delicious? So, I like to serve mine with buttermilk ranch. You can use plain ranch also. And just take a tomato and dunk it in and take a big bite. Mmm. So good. They are just delicious. The tomatoes are tender. They're very juicy. It's got a nice crust on it. And with the buttermilk dressing, it tastes really, really good. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, press that little bell for any further notifications, and please comment down below if you really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.